y'all to stand up for the third song, but if y'all want to stand up for all three, y'all can go ahead. I know my legs probably wouldn't hold out for that. So.
Open the eyes of the blind. No one like you, none like you. Into the darkness you shine, and out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you, none like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God. Into darkness, into the darkness you shine, and out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you, none like you. 'Cause our God is greater, and our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other, and our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? What can stand against? 'Cause our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God.
Amen.
Thank y'all. That sounded great.
Amen.
He is jealous for me. Love's like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. And all of a sudden, I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory. Realize just how beautiful you are and how rich your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us so. He is jealous. He is jealous. Love's like a hurricane. I am a tree. sudden, when all of a sudden, and I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us so. And oh, how he loves us. How he loves us so. Yes, he loves. Yeah, he loves us. And oh, how he loves us. And oh, how he loves us. And oh, how he loves. Yeah, we are his portion and he is our prize. Drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. His grace is an ocean we're all sinking in heaven. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. Rich in love and you're slow to anger. Your name is great and your heart is kind. For all your goodness I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. On that day when my strength is failing, he draws near and my time has come. Still my soul will sing your praise unending. 10,000 years and then forevermore. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, worship your holy name.
Amen. Woo! Glory. Amen.
Been around a little while longer, and you've been coming to South Union Camp meetings, and doing life a little bit longer, you might be thinking, wow, it seems like our world is just getting worse and worse. And in some ways that's true, but that makes our hope that much bigger, doesn't it?
Yes,
and I was reading on the sign, South Union Campmeetings, maybe you don't know, but South Union Campmeetings, they started in a difficult time in our nation's history. When the states were fighting against each other. And there was a few people who came together, a few families. And they said, you know what, things seem crazy, but we know the one that holds it all in his hands.
Amen.
And I think that that's a powerful thing. They came together and they prayed for our nation, they prayed for this county and for the city, and I think that the Lord has used that.
Amen.
I think He'll continue to do that. And so I'm excited about tonight. I guess we can go ahead and jump in, but before we do that, bow with me and let's spend some time in prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you for this day, and I thank you just for this opportunity to share a little bit about what you've been teaching me lately, and something that you've laid on my heart. And as I prayed and prepared, God, I feel prepared, but even still I'm humbled, and I feel unworthy apart from you, God. So I pray that as I share, that these words won't be mine, that they would be yours. And God, I pray that you would speak in truth and in power.
Yes, Lord.
God, I pray that you would speak to us according to this period in our nation's history and in this county's history. And Lord, I pray that you would meet us right where we are, as you're so good at doing.
Amen.
God, I just ask that it would be your words.
Yes.
And when we leave this place, although I'm standing behind this pulpit, God, I pray that I won't be the one that's remembered or anybody else, just you.
Yes,
school's about to start up for our youth, and as work continues for the rest of us, God, I pray that you would be glorified in our workplace.
Yes, Lord.
And in our lives completely. I thank you for all that you've done. Lord, I pray that you would show us where we fit in your will and how we can be a part of what you're doing. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so if you have your Bible, I hope you do. We're gonna be spending some time in a book that may be a little unfamiliar to you, but we're gonna be in 2 Peter, and we're gonna start in chapter 2. We're gonna kind of bounce in between chapter 2 and chapter 3 tonight. But this is something actually. I'm the youth minister at Ackerman Baptist Church, and what we're going through in our Sunday school curriculum right now is 1 John and Revelation, and something that we kind of dove into a little bit at Sunday school this about a week ago. Was we referenced the verse in 2 Peter. So I kind of got to reading some in 2 Peter, and that's kind of how I ended up here. But in 2 Peter, if you're flipping there, I'll share with you a little bit about what 2 Peter is about. It's written, you'd never guess it, but it's written by a guy named Peter. So Peter is writing here, and something unique about this letter. A lot of letters in the Bible. Maybe some of you know this, maybe some of you don't. A lot of letters are written to specific churches, and so you may know Ephesians. It's a book of the Bible. The letter of Ephesians was written to the church in Ephesus. And you may know about Philippians. That was written to the church in Philippi. 2 Peter was a letter that was written by Peter, but it wasn't written to a specific church. It was written to all churches. It was written to the church at large. And so I think that includes us tonight. And Ephesians and Philippians, those books do as well. Those include us also, and are very applicable. But this letter was written to the church at large. And so in 2 Peter, starting in verse 1, this is what it says. 2 Peter chapter 2, starting in verse 1, it says, "But there were also false prophets among the people, just as there will be false teachers among you. They will secretly introduce destructive heresies, even denying the sovereign Lord who bought them, bringing swift destruction on themselves. And many will follow their shameful ways and will bring the way of truth into disrepute. In their greed, these teachers will exploit you with stories that they have made up. Their condemnation has been hanging over them, and their destruction has not been sleeping." In verse 4 it says, For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them into gloomy dungeons to be held for judgment. If he did not spare the ancient world when he brought the flood on its ungodly people, but protected Noah, the preacher of righteousness, and 7 others, if he condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah by burning them to ashes and made them an example of what is going to happen to the ungodly, and if he rescued Lot, a righteous man, who was distressed by the filthy lives of lawless men, for that righteous man living among them day after day was tormented in his righteous soul by the lawless deeds he saw and heard. If this is so, then the Lord knows how to rescue ungodly men from trials and how to hold the righteous for the day of judgment while continuing their punishment. This is especially true of those who follow the corrupt desire of the sinful nature and despise authority. Okay, so as we read that, there's some scary things that are in there. There's also some, if you look closely, there's some encouraging things. It's kind of a gloomy passage, but there's a few things that I think really apply to us today. There's really 2 paths, and it can be paralleled with Jesus' teaching that there's a wide path and that there's a narrow path. The narrow path is one that few follow, but it leads to life. And then there's the wide path that Jesus talks about, and that's the ways of the world. And he says there's a lot of people that follow that, but it leads to destruction. And so this passage can kind of be paralleled with that. But there's a few things that I want us to get out of this passage. And the first thing is this. I want you to realize what he's saying here. The first thing, I got 3 things that I want you to understand about this passage. The first is this. There are people in this world that are teaching destructive, shameful, and sinful lifestyles, okay? And so especially for you youth, I think about y'all as a youth minister, just naturally I go to thinking about you, and I think about my age group, and I think that the day and age that we live in, there's a lot of people that are teaching different things. And I think that you can think of people maybe or groups of people who are teaching different things, and maybe at this point in your life you're trying to figure everything out. You're trying to realize, okay, what is actually the right way to go, and what is maybe an unright way to go. Well, which way is kind of the wrong way, and which way is kind of the right way for me to go? And you're kind of being socialized to understand what's right and what's wrong, but it's tricky, and I kind of have compassion for you, because sometimes it can be very hard to understand what's right and what's wrong, and this is all of us. Sometimes it's hard to understand, is this right or is this wrong? And it's hard to understand. This is my encouragement to you in that point. It's clear that there's a lot of people teaching destructive ways that we can follow, and that's something that's scary. But listen, there's one who's over all. He's in control of all. He knows what's going on in this world. He knows what's going on in your life. And you know what? He cares. And he cares enough that he gave us a 66-book love letter. And that's to guide us through our life. That's to encourage us in the difficult times, to celebrate with us in the joyful times, right? But he's given us it's kind of a map that shows us the way that we should go. And that's something that can guide us during that time. There's something else that I want you to realize about this passage that we've read. The second thing I want you to realize is that the destructive teaching they are leading people towards is also
never runs out on me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, never runs out on me. No, your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out on me. Your love, on and on. And on and on and on and on it goes. Yes, it overwhelms and satisfies my soul. And I'll never ever have to be afraid, 'cause it's one thing remains. Sing it out. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. No, your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love, deafening life. of your great love. My debt is His paid. There's nothing that can separate my heart from your great love. 'Cause your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out on me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out on me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. Father God, I thank you that your love never fails and that your love never gives up on us, God. Because without that, there's no telling what we would be. And God, I thank you for these people here, every single person that came to worship God. And I thank you for allowing them to allow me to worship. And God, I pray for all of them, and I pray for Nate as he speaks in a minute.
Yes,
that,
Lord.
The words that come out of his mouth will not be his words, but they'll be your words. And,
Yes, Lord.
Thank you for everything you've done for us today, God. I pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.